Hey guys, it's Rayne, and this is my 30 days of meditation. I practiced every day for a minimum of 10 minutes, and I documented my progress along the way, and boy did I learn a lot. There's so much to cover, so let's get started. Oh, the beginning. I was a bundle of nerves and was eagerly awaiting all the benefits I might acquire through this process. But I never could have predicted what was to come in the following 30 days. I began to learn things right away. First and foremost, deciding when I was going to practice. I had initially started first thing in the morning, but then found out that didn't work with my current routine, so I switched it up and moved it to midday or in the evening. And I think that's something that you should definitely take into consideration if you plan to practice long term. So the best way to relay everything that I learned is to break it down into chunks a little bit. So first I want to talk about from day 1 to day 12, I would say. In this time period, I noticed that I slept better, I was more tuned in to my environment, I had much lower anxiety and less body tension. Now this didn't start right away on day 1, but as I worked up from 1 to day 12, I noticed that those things were becoming greater and greater in my life. I also have to note that even though I was feeling all of these things, I still was struggling with being okay with sitting for 10 minutes. It was very hard for me to just let go of everything else that was going on around me and all of my different thoughts and just be okay with sitting for 10 minutes. I found myself getting very agitated with the wait and wanting to just get up and do the things that I knew that I had to do, my laundry list of things that I had to do. So that was really a struggle for me at about day 12, but that did start to change. So even though I was still having a hard time letting my thoughts just kind of come and go as I was meditating, I did notice from about day 12 to 14, I became more creative and I was better focused on the projects I was working on. And another interesting thing started to happen. I became more curious. I found myself asking questions to things that I typically wouldn't spend time thinking about and inquire on those things, which was really cool. I was much more playful and much more spontaneous. Having kids and a family, it makes being spontaneous kind of challenging, but when the opportunity presented itself, I was much more apt to just jump in and go and do.
So it's way super late. This is meditation day 10 out of 30, and technically it's supposed to be day 11, but because I'm still awake, it still counts, because it's like, 12? What time is it?
No, 1.
Oh, well, it's 1. But, what do you do? That's just the way life works sometimes. I'm still doing it. Today's been a very, very long weekend. Today is meditation day 11. Yes, 11, and I'm doing a bedtime meditation because there's just so much to do on the weekends, but meditating is necessary. We're here with Jen at Lotus of the Moon, and we are doing a guided meditation today, and I'm here with my grandmas. Look at that one. There's the other one. This is going to be great. Day 15, so perfect timing, right? Smack dab in the middle.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Am I ready?
Are you ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready.
Good. I think we're ready. We're all comfy cozy. Check out this tapestry. It's really cool. Are you ready? Are you ready for this adventure?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so today was such an awesome day. Today is day 15 of my meditation journey. I had an amazing experience with Jen, and she did this guided meditation to help you find your spirit guide. And I was really reluctant when I first signed up, and that was, like I said before, when I was still in this place of like I can't even really set aside thoughts during meditation yet, because I had signed up I think 2 weeks ago. And so I was kind of like, oh man, this sounds like a really big journey, and I don't know that I'll be able to actually accomplish anything when I go. But I signed up and I went, and I was so thankful that, like I said, around day 12 I was finally able to just relax and let go, knowing that I had set aside that time to meditate and that it was going to be okay, and I could kind of sort of let my thoughts come and go and be at peace and not feel rushed, or that I was needing to do other things. And I think that this meditation fell right where it needed to. I had prepped enough to let go of some things to where I could actually get something incredible out of the experience. Not to say that if you don't meditate consistently that you wouldn't get something out of it, because I think that you potentially could. It might not be as gripping or as vivid, but I think that even beginners would love this session. So like I said, it was for, connecting with your spirit guide or guides. And Jen walked us through this whole session of, focused on the breath, starting there, flushing energy, pulling from your energy source. And actually during that time, I had heard a lot of people, especially dealing with energy and pulling energy through the body, that they get an actual physical response, and I had never been able to achieve that before. Like, I would really focus on really trying to pull the energy and pull it through my body, and opening the crown and opening the feet, and I hadn't reached that point of where I could actually physically feel it. And today, like, it was like a warm but cold but like tingly, like I don't even know that there's words to describe the way that it feels when you can actually open up the crown and allow the energy to go through your body. Like, it was such a crazy thing. So we started there and flushing, and then she walked us through, creating this very comfortable, very safe place, and just this like beautiful bedroom. And then for me, it was like this bright white, like almost shimmery, like magical place, and I was so comfortable. It was like the biggest, most comfortable bed I had ever been in. And there's crazy thing about it is when I was in this bed, like I kind of roll over and my husband's in bed with me, and I thought for a second, oh man, Sean's gonna be my spirit guide. This is gonna be great. But so walk through this thing, and he's happy and I'm happy, and all of the details of the room just kind of fall into place, and it's this wonderful, beautiful place. And as I put on my cushy robe, and actually I didn't even put it on me, Sean handed it to me, and I put it on, and he like took my hand and spun me around and gave me this hug, this incredible warm, like I can't, it was just like the most genuine warm embrace, and like I felt so much love and comfort in this space. That's basically what all of these details come down to in this space. It was just such a warm and comfortable place. And so, but then I had to leave that place to go and connect with my spirit guide. So as I'm leaving this place, and I'm
having to leave Sean behind. And it was the craziest thing because he wasn't like resentful, he wasn't, you know, trying to hold me in this place. He seemed like overjoyed and happy, and it was like he was encouraging me to leave. But halfway through leaving that space and then entering this place of where I was going to meet my spirit guide, like an anxiety creeped up, and all of that magical like aura that was around everything started to like disappear kind of, and it got kind of shadowed and dark, and it wasn't like as vibrant as it was when I was in this place of comfort. But I took one more look back at him, and he was still so reassuring and so like encouraging of this, and that made it okay to where I could actually continue to move forward and enter the space where I was going to meet my spirit guide. And so I enter the space, this lush, just wild garden. Like it's not kept, but it's not like entangled and like overgrown. It looks like it's a productive, like cohesive, working together garden space. And there's the water and the sky is just, it was like glass. Like you almost couldn't tell where the water and the sky, like where the water ended and the sky began. Like it was just clear, and like I almost could like smell the foliage of the shrubs and bushes and the flowers and all these things in this space. And so it came to the time where I was supposed to meet my guide, and when I turned to look at who is my main spirit guide, it was like they were a shadow, like just like this ever changing shape of a shadow kind of thing. Couldn't tell gender, couldn't tell exact vocal patterns, couldn't articulate. I couldn't make anything out with a shadow. And then like when I took my spirit guide's hand, like the shadow made a shape of a hand, and I could feel them, and they were warm but still transparent in a way, like I said, that just like a shadow. And then this main spirit guide introduced me to my other guides, and just like out of all of the plants and the flowers and the trees, just like this immersive amount of bright shining fairies that were they had so much detail. Like I could see their eyes and their face, and like all different. They all looked all different, but they were so excited and happy, and like there were just so many of them. And I was almost like, okay, all right, this is too much. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with all of you. Like, I feel really overwhelmed by this, but like that feeling, as soon as it came up, it went down. Like, it just settled. Because whatever they were putting off, like, just calmed that instantly within me. And then I got to ask my main guide a question, and I didn't realize that I would even be able to do that. I mean, going into this, like, I didn't even think that I would get anything out of it. But so I turned to my spirit guide, the shadowy shape changing thing, and I say, well, who am I? Because I feel like even though I'm trying to find who I am, and I'm putting myself in a lot of situations and places to like keep coaxing this person out, like I feel like that's all I'm doing, is I'm just like, who are you? Okay, well, that seems to fit with me, so let's do that, or let's do this, but like I didn't have to do that with this spirit guide. It just came out. Like, who am I? And my guide reached down, scooped up the dirt, and let it kind of run through its fingers and said, "You're the dirt. You're the soil. You're the sky. You're the wind. You're the sun. You're the water. You are a part of the earth. You are the earth, and you're a nurturer. You're here to grow and to nurture and to love." And like I got so emotional. I was like, oh, I mean, that makes sense. That makes so much sense. And as that was kind of sinking in and I was taking that in, my guide looked at me and said, "But you already knew that. You already knew that." And all of these fairies just got really excited and they're like, "Yes, you knew this. You already knew this. So embrace that and be that." And I was really sad in a way to leave. But again, that sadness came up and it was instantly brought down and leveled out because I had this reassurance that just because I'm not in that space and I can't be in that space all the time, I have to, do the day-to-day things and I have to be in the day-to-day world and I have to live in the world, but I get the knowledge of what they have provided and I get to know that they're not going anywhere. They're still there. Whether or not I'm able to get to that space in my head or not, they're still there. And so when I left, it was just like such a peaceful, calming closure to a very overwhelming experience. And I think that the experience was just unlike anything that I had ever done before. It was so amazing. And in the comments below this video, I will be posting all of Jen's information so that way you can get in on one of her classes. Because, like I said, even if you're somebody who has never meditated before, I guarantee you'll walk away with at least something. At least the sensation of being at peace. Because I just don't know how you couldn't, unless you intentionally close yourself off from it. It was just amazing. So thank you, Jen. Thank you for providing such an awesome middle point in this 30-day documentation and providing me with the knowledge that I can continue to expand in this way and to bring peace and balance to my mind and my body, because I was so desperately searching for something that would solidify the fact that I could do it. And you gave that to me, so thank you.
After such an awesome meditation on day 15, I was super excited to try to recapture that the following day. Unfortunately, I didn't. So, being very discouraged, I just went for a short meditation and then tried again on day 17. Only to come up short again and have another really rough meditation session. By day 18, I realized that I needed to take a step back, refocus, go back to my basics, and just shoot for solid 5 to 10 minute meditation sessions. Slowly but surely, by about day 22, I started to gain the same sense of calm and peace that I had been experiencing before. From day 22 moving forward to day 24, it was very strong, solid meditation sessions, very grounded sessions, very open sessions, which I was excited to get to again because I really wanted to go back to that place of my spirit guide. Once day 25 arrived, I knew that I was ready to try again to connect with my spirit guide. I did a little research on what people had suggested that worked best for them as far as a pre-recorded guided session. I was very lucky because the one that I had tried on day 25 worked very well for me. Again, this meditation walked me through a very peaceful, calming place, and then it led me towards the spirit guide realm. And when I got there, I had expected my fairies to just be overjoyed and welcome me back, and this shadowy figure to reappear, and it would be the exact same location, and everything would feel the same. And let me tell you, it wasn't the same. This guided meditation led me to a room that allowed me to really take in what I felt was in this room. And as I scanned around, I really wanted to be outside, so automatically I just had wall-to-wall windows appear everywhere in this room. And I could see out of these windows, and when I looked out the windows, the scenery looked very, very similar to the place that I had experienced on day 15. As I settled into this space, I found a nice comfy chair next to a fireplace that was in the room as well, and my spirit guide entered the room. Again, I was expecting the shadowy figure, but that's not who arrived. As I saw the door open, very slowly a large lion came strolling into the space with me. And what caught me off guard is I wasn't scared of this lion. I was very fascinated and intrigued and drawn to the lion, but I wasn't scared at all. And taking a few steps back, probably a month or so prior to this experience, I had had a dream where I was being chased playfully by these two lionesses, and I was scared of them, even though they were trying to play. All I wanted to do was get away from these two lions. So instantly, when I saw this male lion, I was kind of taken back to that dream that I had, and I dismissed it as the lion walked through the room and kind of sat down in the middle of the room, staring at me. I feel like it was forever that we just sat there staring at each other, and without a voice of any kind, it was like I understood all of a sudden that this lion was communicating with me. The message was very simple and very clear, and it was to not be afraid to play with the lions. I was reassured that I am strong, and that I am brave, and that I belong with the lions. Now, going based on my outward behavior, I didn't feel like I really fit with lions. I'm very timid and naturally soft-spoken and reserved when responding to people around me, and so this message that I was meant to play with the lions and to not be afraid was rather shocking to me in the moment. But once the lion was finished giving the message, it was like it absorbed into my body, and I had this strange sense of confidence that I had never had before. I thought my encounter was over there, but instead the lion led me through the door, out to the garden, this wild garden that I had been in on day 15, and showed me all of my fairies, and the shadowy figure was hanging out, and I got to rejoice with them, and I didn't get to spend as much time as I would have liked with them, but I was happy to see them. After that, I was led back to the room where the lion left, and then when I went to exit the same door that he left, it led me back to the staircase to where I would come back up. Having learned my lesson on day 15 after such a crazy good meditation experience, I didn't want to have that same pitfall after this spirit guide meditation. So instead, from day 26 to 30, I focused really hard on grounding meditations, which was very good for me, being as how I have a tendency to live outside of my body. As you can see, towards the end, we decided to do a joint family meditation, which was so fun. My older girls love to practice meditating, and they're getting better and better at it all the time. So never count the little ones out. Even though I learned and I experienced so many different things on this 30-day journey, I think that there are two huge things that I took away from this. The first being I need to be very mindful of when a good time for me to practice is in my day-to-day routine. Because when I build something that's consistent, it won't slip through the cracks and I'll be able to practice better. Second, I need to be aware of myself and my thoughts and my feelings in my meditation journey, so that way I can really hone in on the type of meditation that I need rather than the type of meditation I just want. I highly encourage anybody who is interested in meditation to try this 30 days of meditation. You might not even start with 10 minutes. It's okay to start with just 5 and build from there to create a longer practice. And the main thing to keep in mind is it's all about consistency. Thanks for watching, guys, and make sure that you subscribe so that you can keep up with all that is Unraveling with Rayne.